You got behind the candidates. You thought they were going to be the leader of the free world. But it just didn't work out that way. In 324-1220, my first time voting for president, I was so excited about this guy.
We must make adequate television time available in equal amounts to competing candidates.
That's right.
We must eliminate the need to raise millions for campaigns. This corrupts our process.
Preach it, Brother Ross. Ross Perot. Yes, it was 1992. And, it's funny when we look back at our, I wouldn't say former selves, we're always ourselves, but different chapters of the way we thought or the way that we were either A, really motivated by someone or something, or on the other side, just didn't care about it, and now all of a sudden we're about it, like, bird watching, for example. You didn't care about bird watching 30 years ago, but now you love it. And maybe you were really into a presidential candidate that you look back now and you're like, I can't believe I'm glad they didn't make it, because that would have gone south. 324-1220, 324-1220. I'm not saying whether Ross Perot would have been a great president or not. I'm just saying that the first time that I could vote for president, I was 100% by that character. And I think it was, now being older, looking at why people get around certain candidates, it's because they appear to be the alternative. And if you don't want what your parents are after, like you want to create your own identity, then you want to go for that candidate who represents you, right? Represents real change. And to me, Ross Perot in 1992, couldn't be more different than, the two people who were really campaigning for president. And the fact that we could have a third person. I mean, obviously, I didn't know that we could always have three or not as many as we wanted, but you could have, the Green Party and all this other stuff. I pointed out Ross Perot, and it's always good to know you're not alone. A few people checked in at, we got a 324, we got a 756, and a 603. Yes, all in on Ross Perot in 1992. I wonder how someone like him would work in, say, a social media world. Now, him as a person, probably not because he's old, but if he got the right people around him, because Ross Perot's thing was not to campaign from city to city, he would buy half-hour blocks of television. So something tells me he would get a great social media team and push the thing through TikTok and really try to reach young voters that way. Voted for Mondale in 1984. That's a 324. He lost to Ronald Reagan. George McGovern. I knew we'd get a George McGovern, Democratic nominee in 1972. Lost to Richard Nixon. George McGovern, that's a 490. So the candidate that you really thought was gonna make it happen, they didn't have to make it to, they didn't have to lose the presidential election, put it that way. So if it was just someone who showed some major support early on, for example, a Bernie Sanders. We got a couple of Bernie Sanders votes, too, at 207-324-1220. They didn't quite make it. Bernie could. Still, he can run again. Maybe.
York County's morning show.